Hello, everyone. Welcome to Eureka. This is just a quick overview to help you get started very, very fast. After you watch this video, please play around in all the sections. The platform is very intuitive, so I don't think you're going to have any problems. But let me just make sure you see all the feature functions, at least from a high level, so you know the value and what you have access to here, because it's pretty cool. So you're going to start here. This is the main dashboard, and I'm going to go in order of research validation and then creation. Okay. And but depending on where you are in your creative journey, whether you're writing a book or creating a course or even content marketing or blogs or SEO, we have people that use it for SEO. You can start anywhere you want and play around as much as you want with the various feature functions. So, but I'm going to start here. This is the main dash. This is where your wind up. Um, and usually when people have an idea they want to validate, or they don't have an idea yet, but they want to get an idea of a topic because they want to teach something or be in the creative space, this is where you start. Now, I went ahead and typed in a broad topic here, marketing. Um, and I recommend that you kind of keep the topic for your first search fairly broad because of how the algorithm works, and also the amount of content or course content that you'll get below here that is structured. But you can, I just did marketing, and that may be too broad, but I would, I would, start with your topic area. Let's say digital marketing for local businesses, or digital marketing, or Facebook marketing. Have a specific topic in mind, but you know, don't make it too narrow. So we'll start broad. By the way, the default search is broad, and I want to show you here in advanced search. It'll show you you can use exact phrase, and exact phrase is if you want to check on a title of a course that's very specific to see if it exists on any of the multiple platforms that we have in our database. In other words, does this type of course exist on Udemy or Skillshare or Coursera? So and if it doesn't, it may be a big opportunity. So do use exact phrase here to kind of see, because sometimes you may have a topic title idea that no one's covered. They're covering the topic, but not the specifics that you have in mind. But the second here is broad, and then you could do some exclusions here as well. So check out advanced. But the default's broad. So if I typed in local marketing or digital marketing, anything that has the combinations or all of those or any of those words is going to show up in the course list below. Okay. And we cover the largest MOOC platforms in the world. So anything from Udemy to the academics like edX or what have you, and to the more narrow like Learn and some of the other platforms. We have all that data. But I just want to give you a heads up that Udemy is the largest in the world, and so it has more courses than anybody else. So you'll see a preponderance, um, pretty much, of Udemy courses in most of the list or most of the searches that you do. You get a little more esoteric or a little more creative in the creative space. Skillshare will kind of show up more often, but so you'll see that here in the platform. But I typed in marketing, and let's go left to right here. So you have a summary. There's over 4,000 courses that have marketing in the title. There's 26,000. Well, sorry, that's 26 million students, total students, enrolled in all the courses. And then you have 10 platforms where marketing courses exist and 46 niches. I ignore the average price. A lot of these platforms are subscription based. They don't offer one-off courses for a specific price. You have to subscribe. So this data is not great, but I do have it. So where a platform publishes a price, and by the way, I would not sell a course for $20 unless it's just a lead gen, what have you, right? And that's the challenge that Udemy has, right? But uh, I have the average price here. I would not, take that as a Rosetta Stone for how you should price your products at all. Okay, so just FYI. So focus on, the total courses, total students, and the platform. So how do you use this? First of all, we use it in the opportunity score that you see in the middle here, but uh, you can also just quickly take a swipe at this, and you'll notice in the opportunity score I have this is a good ratio and trends, but um, anything over 50 is at 50 or over is really, really good. Means there's an opportunity, but it can be very crowded. So just FYI, this looks very crowded, right? But still the ratios are very favorable. There's still a lot of demand. So, but again, we're looking at something very broad. So I would narrow down this topic as you do your research here. Um, you can also narrow it down this way. So take a look at the top filters. Don't ignore these. These are pretty cool. So you can look by niche, and you can see, oh, this is marketing for art and design. This is interesting. Marketing for animation. I'm not going to go through all these. I'm just kind of show you that I'm going to point you to the filters up here. um, Business and management, craft maker, marketing for craft makers. This is where the opportunities really get good, because if you can get a specific niche, you're narrowing down the topic, but you're increasing demand for people in these niches because they're seeing themselves. Oh, this is my problem. I've developed crafts. I don't know how to market it. So man, this is specific to me. So this is where the gold is. Um, Data analysis, statistics, a lot of surprising email marketing, finance, freelance, and entrepreneurship. So then you go to the topic area, and this narrows it even further. 11,000, I'm sorry, 1,100 topics here. Um, First of all, I would ignore the 2015 uh, marketing trends. But you got animation, looks like 3D printing, 80/20 social media. Oh, this is interesting. Attention, interest, demand. Anyway, AWS. So uh, here's Facebook, ad design, Adobe. So some of this is creative. So ad manager. Well, that's very interesting because Facebook is a mess as far as I'm concerned with ad manager. But so there's some ideas here, interesting, and then you can look at the platform. So if you like a certain platform, or you're thinking about going on the platform, you can see how many courses per platform are here, right? And by the way, not every platform is going to offer the course in your subject matter, just FYI. So it may not show up here, but you can I can select Allison, and just it will filter just to that platform. And then you could put in, parameters that you want to narrow down to, right? And I have also got badges. So badges, not every platform offers a badge. And a badge is basically just an indicator. It's bestseller. It's there's a top instructor. It's hot and new, highest rated. So if a platform has a badge, we're pulling that over and we put it in the badge column, so you can kind of filter and see how they're indicating what a bestseller is or why it's hot and new. And it helps you from an opportunity standpoint as to what's up and coming, right? Um, so you can select any of these, but then here's all the cool data, and you'll see it's niche, subtopic, category. We've got the badges here. This is a bestseller. um, Students, rating, price, and the platform. So you can sort. By the way, if you want to make sure you see the entire title, just hover over it and you can see it. 12 courses in one, marketing analytics. So you can see that. Now, if you like one of these courses, just open it up, and you can do a couple of things here. And again, this is, I think you'll find this very helpful. One is you can read all about it, see how they outline it, what's included in the course. So if you're creating a course on digital marketing, what are they, and this is a very popular course, what are they teaching that maybe you should include? Okay. That you didn't think of, right? Don't copy the course. That's plagiarism, but do your research and say, wow, okay, they are covering how to build a website. I didn't even think about that, or the aspects of making a website. And again, this is kind of a master class. There's 12 courses in one. So I'm not necessarily suggesting anything. I'm just showing you how to use this information. And look here, we have a tag feature. So, and these are my tags. So I've created them. Let's just tag it digital. So I can now tag this, and if I hit save, it saves to the library in the platform. Okay. So let's hit save. Now, if you want to, this is hyperlinked. If I click on this, it's going to take me to Udemy to this particular course page. So if you want to take the course, go right ahead, or see some of the graphics. We don't use graphics. That's not part of the data set. We don't think it's important in the research phase, but certainly if you want to see all the pretty pictures they have, click here and go to the platform. Okay, so this is the dashboard. The opportunity score, all the tooltips will kind of explain to you how the trends are developed. This is coming from Google. This is Google search. This is intent. So uh, this is interest, consumer interest in this particular topic. Again, this is way broad here, so just FYI. But there's a ton of interest in marketing, right? Now, if you want to drill down, again, because it's very broad, we're also pulling over related topics. If you click on this, now you'll see other related queries to the one that you typed in. So marketing digital, and they're ranked. You'll see by the score here. And again, there's tooltips if you want to check them out. Business marketing, social marketing, marketing agency, marketing jobs. So the this is great data because it will give you uh, ideas for additional modules in the course that you're thinking about teaching, or additional courses as follow-ups to your initial course. Or if you want to do a lead gen course, you could write, um, you know, 5 things you need to know about digital marketing, right? Or how to start a marketing agency from scratch. Just check this out, okay? Don't bypass it. There could be some very interesting topic points in here for either courses pre and post your course, right? You could have a lead gen course. You could have 2 or 3 courses that you can sell to those that buy your first course, or you can. This is again module ideas or outline ideas or lesson plan ideas. So think about that. All right. So the opportunity score here. Um, this is a great topic, marketing, right? But you should get specific. So, but the ratios generally, and it's pulling in the search trends. It's looking at the ratio between total courses available and the total student demand. Okay, because that's important. The platforms, and it's looking at the search trend. There's a calculation based on, is this trend up or down, and if it's fairly flat, is it high, or is it hitting close to the 100 index here? Okay, and you can see it's a very stable. The default here for the Google search data is 2 years. So um, if this trend was way down, this opportunity score would be down as well. So it does affect it. We want to look at something that is evergreen, or is really trending up, or is steady, right? There's always an audience for it that way. Okay, so you'll spend a lot of time here. So just FYI. So now I just want to show you the platform research because it's very similar um, to the course research, but it's really just specific to the platform. So if you want to see what categories, let's say, are in Coursera, just select it, and everything in Coursera will show up here. Okay. And then if you want to drill down to a category, just look, see what they have: arts and humanities, language learning. So this is ancillary to your other research. But again, we have all the platforms that we um, offer are here. Skillshare, again, select any, and all of the courses show up. So if you can just focus on one platform, you could do that here. And you can kind of see Skillshare is a little more creative. So you'll see illustration and UX, U design, and web development, creative writing, and what have you in Skillshare. And again, this behaves like the main dash. You can pull up any course and kind of see what they're offering. Okay, save it to your library. Okay, book research, very similar. I already hit digital marketing, and this is going to pull from the largest book depository in the world, or repository, and that's Google Books. And there's a reason, because the data, the schema that we can get from Google with the API allows us to search inside a book. So if I pull this up, it'll load in the book, but you'll see here, there's a search bar we've added where you can actually search inside the text to see what they offer. And really what you want to look at is the chapters, right? Um, to kind of see what they're offering in this particular book. Okay. So that is book search. Play around with it. The information you see here is not as extensive as the course data, but that's just the nature of the book database that we're pulling from, right? If we could get more information on it, and it's different because it's books, we would certainly show it here. Okay, now let's get to Content Planner, and then we're going to show you the AI functionality. This is where all your saved information and content resides, right? This is your, consider it your digital library here. I've made these tags, um, and and you can make your own, but consider them workspaces. So, and how it works is when you tag anything, if I click on any of these tags, they become dedicated workspaces on that topic. So let's say meditation. If I click on this, only the courses that I've made on meditation show up, and the courses that I saved show up. Okay. And I hit it again, I clear it and go back to everything. Same thing, product man. So this is a way to organize, pretty cool. So you can have dedicated focus on some of the content that you're working on. So these are all the courses that you would save, or the books if you have a book. So here's a couple of 3 or 4 books that I've saved. And then to the right here is your where your content ideas and the doc editor. So if you're creating a course, it resides over here. You hit new if you want to create something from a blank page. Um, so but let's some of these are just tests, so that's why you see a lot of empty modules. But so if I open this, um, let's open a blank one. Okay. So you can kind of see, you can add a title, create a tag, write whatever you want to write here. Uh, I'm going to get back to this, but let's let's show you the AI first, because there's some AI tools in the editor that I want to get to. Okay, so we were just talking about digital marketing for, let's, local. Okay. So this is cool. So this is Lesson Architect, and there are 2 tabs here. There's Create and Structure. Create is just what you see. You're going to create from nothing, kind of a course outline, a presentation, or book chapters, just based on the topic. So the more specific, the better here. Always be specific as to your topic title. We want to seed the AI, Lesson Architect. We want to seed it with information that's fairly precise. And if the output is not, you can regenerate. But so you have these selects, and we're consider this kind of guardrails where we are doing the input prompts on the back end via code and making sure it's correct so that the AI understands, right? So here you can say, I want a course, uh, and the default is going to be course and then an outline. But um, how many modules or chapters? So uh, I'm going to leave that blank, but you say, hey, I want to do 10, I want to do 5. The hours. So look at the tooltip. The Udemy average duration is 4.5 hours for their courses. I think if it says that some of their most profitable courses are fairly long, so there's really no hard set fast rule here. But I would tend to default to 3 hours, 2 to 3 hours, but it's really up to you. So let's just say 3 hours. Now, if we give the AI a time duration, it's just going to take it and give you some timestamps and give you a guide when you start creating your course as to, oh, let me spend 30 minutes here and 10 minutes here, or what have you, right? Doesn't mean that's how much time you really should spend on each topic, but it'll give you a guide. So this is, consider these guardrails. This is augmented AI. This is to help you to not do everything for you, but just give you um, handrails and a path. It'll help you break cold starts, right? If you're staring at a black page or you don't know where to start. So this is very cool. So I put that in here and hit generate, and it's instantaneous, right? So it's writing to your right. It'll write the outline for you, and you'll see the timestamps. Okay. Now you can look at this if you like it. or if it's too shallow. By the way, I didn't choose here, so it may be shallow to start. So if you want something for the beginner, something shallow, go ahead and choose that, or you can do it intermediate or advanced, right? Those are big buckets, but it does impact the output. I didn't choose anything, so I'm getting something fairly basic here, but that's fine. So I can export this as text, and then you can copy it, put it in a Google Doc or Word doc. We did have DocX here, or Word export. Something buggy, so we're working on it. That's coming, so we'll fix that. So you can export it. You can regenerate it down here. But here's what's cool. Okay, save to the content library. This is going to do two things. It's going to put this output in the library saved for you, but it's also putting it in the editor, directly in the editor. So now if I go here, I can take the content AI developed for me. Here it is. You see the title. Here's the modules. All this, the AI injected into the editor. Now I can iterate on this. This gives me something to start with. Okay, and so here's the modules. It even injected some of the key ideas in the module areas, right? Here's the key ideas. Now, even more, you'll see this little icon. This is Lesson Architect. It's built into the editor, okay? You'll see up here, the default language is English, but if you select any of the languages here, anything that the AI generates from this point on will be in that language, but so we're going to use English. You can tag this. I'm not going to do that for our purposes. So let's say I don't have an introduction. I, I know my content. I'm an expert. I just don't know how to introduce this. You just select the icon here and hit introduce. You can do describe. Describe is going to be a little more sales copy-ish. Hey, this is great. You're going to be excited. It's that introduce is going to be fairly straight an introduction. So if I hit introduce, you'll see it writes the introduction. Okay. Now, because it's in the editor, you can edit it. Now you can delete what you don't want, use what you want, iterate on it. Again, this is augmented AI, so make sure you double check the work, make sure it's accurate, or it fits the bill for your purposes, right? It gets you started. Now this does more than get you started. This wrote the whole introduction, but I'd probably use maybe half of this, but it's up to you. And if it's good enough, you can use some of it elsewhere, right? But it will do that for you. So there are prompts everywhere you see this icon. So let's let me delete these two. So uh, it's ideal. So it needs to have the AI needs to have seed content. It needs to the pump needs to be primed. So it has this title, Introduction to Digital Marketing, but it doesn't have much else. But based on that, if you wanted to write the summary or generate key ideas, okay, you can do that. Now, the more data you have, the better, or more content here. So, but let's hit generate key ideas. So you'll see it'll populate each of these modules and generate key ideas for you. Okay, so I got a ton of key ideas. Content creating. I don't know. I'm just going to delete some of these just for the heck of it. Now, if I like these ideas, one of the things you can do, this editor was made to help you iterate content, create content, iterate fast as you can think. So these key ideas may be great, but you might want to change their sort order so you can do that. Okay. Trends. Maybe I want to start with trends, right? So I'm gonna move it up. And maybe content marketing is last. So my point is, the point here is, and this is an idea processor. Just get the ideas down here, right? Get what you want down here, and then start chipping away at it, sorting it however you want in the order that you want. Okay. So this is the content planner. Expound at the end. So as you have key ideas, so if you have key ideas, again, you can hit the lesson architect, and it will take the key ideas and write some content, or continue on and write it. So anyway, that is the content planner and the doc editor. Let me show you one other thing in the AI, and this is fairly straightforward. Structure. This is just as it sounds. You're going to take free-form content or content blobs and paste them here, right? You got a bunch of ideas, but they're not really sorted, or you've got run-on sentences. So you can paste it here, and then you can create an outline from this big essay that you have so that you can create course modules from it or lesson chapters. You can create sales copy. You can make it a little spiffy, or you can condense it, summarize if you're posting this on Udemy or somewhere. Or you can get title suggestions. Maybe you're not great at titles. It'll read the content and suggest some titles. And it's pretty good at that. So that's what this is. So Lesson Architect is cool. We're constantly working on it and improving it. Language support as an editor is coming here. So stay tuned for that. And then finally here is our title rank SEO, or this is our keyword planner. And again, this is very straightforward, where you're just going to type in the keyword or the topic that you want to teach, and it's going to pull over the Google search volume, right? It's also going to give you some actual AdWords information as to CPC, the cost, and what have you. You'll see here the search volume for the exact match keyword marketing. And again, that's too broad. So consider, being very narrow or specific. Be very narrow and specific here with the keyword planner. So it'll quickly push insights into you for this particular keyword. Now we formatted it in a form of a title here. So you'll get some title ideas that if you were to use them, you could see the search volume for them. So that if you get a matching domain or you just have a lot of content in that topic, you could see the potential search traffic that you could get in front of from an SEO standpoint and or buy from an AdWords or ad standpoint. So it'll show you the monthly volume. And then if you look here, it'll show you the monthly searches, average CPC, and the competition. It'll be low, medium, or high. Some of these are surprisingly low. That's interesting. Basically, there's not a lot of competition, right? I mean, there's competition, but there's not a lot. So this may make sense because maybe people have moved on to something else, AI or what have you. So anyway, it shows you 10 rows, but you can expand. This is all exportable as CSV if you want to use it with clients or for yourself when you buy the keywords on Google. This again, Google Trends is showing you the interest. Is it waning? Is it up, down, evergreen? And again, it defaults to a 2-year period. So that's another tool in your research tool belt. Okay, so that's an overview. I hope it helps you. If you have any questions, please reach out to us at support@eureka.io or info@eureka.io. And happy hunting and happy creating.